All right, everyone, get ready because today we're going deep on food and arthritis.
Yeah, how what you eat can really affect your joints.
We've got a ton of research to dig into here,
Oh, yeah.
including some stuff from a Medinaz video
Oh, cool.
on YouTube about the worst foods for arthritis.
Okay.
So
Yeah, this is going to be good.
get ready for some aha moments.
It's way more than just like cutting out sugar.
Right.
There's so much more to it.
Speaking of inflammation,
Mm-hmm.
it's a big buzzword these days.
So
What does it really mean for
yeah,
arthritis? Is an inflammation part of like the
right.
healing process?
So you're right. Inflammation sometimes gets a bad rap.
Oh,
You can think of it like the
yeah.
short-term inflammation
Okay.
is like your body's way of sending in the troops,
Uh-huh.
those healing cells, to fix an injury.
Okay.
It's a vital defense mechanism.
Right.
But when it becomes chronic,
Mm-hmm.
meaning it's just constantly there, that's when things start to go wrong,
Mm-hmm.
particularly in the joints.
So chronic inflammation is
Yeah.
like the enemy here.
It is the enemy.
Okay.
And here's where it gets interesting.
Okay.
Chronic inflammation isn't just linked to arthritis.
Uh-huh.
It's a key driver of a lot of those age-related diseases.
Oh, wow.
So by managing inflammation, you might not just be easing joint pain,
Okay.
but also supporting like healthy aging overall.
That's a good
Yeah.
point.
Yeah.
So where does food come into all of this?
Well, certain foods can actually make inflammation worse,
Okay.
and others can actually help fight it.
Right.
It's all about making informed choices.
So Medina's in his video
Okay.
mentions
Yeah.
inflammatory fats.
Right.
I'll admit I was a little surprised by that.
Yeah.
I thought fat was just fat.
No, there's so much more to it than that.
Okay.
Certain fats, like omega-6 fatty acids,
Mm-hmm.
which are found in oils like corn, safflower, and sunflower,
Right.
if you consume too much of them, can lead to more inflammation.
Okay.
It's like a seesaw.
Mm.
You need to have a good balance between your omega-6s
Okay.
and your omega-3s.
So omega-3s are the good guys.
Think of them as like the peacekeepers.
Okay.
Omega-3s, they're in fatty fish like salmon
Okay.
and plant-based sources like flax seeds.
Okay.
And those are known for their anti-inflammatory effects.
Right.
So the key is to be mindful of the types of fats
Mm-hmm.
and to strive for that balance.
Got it.
Mhm.
Now, what about saturated fats?
Yeah.
I know those are considered the bad ones.
Yeah, they're the ones we want to limit.
So how do they play into inflammation?
Well, think full-fat dairy, fatty cuts of meat,
Mm-hmm.
and a lot of processed foods.
Yeah.
The recommendation is to keep your saturated fat
Okay.
under 10% of your total daily calories.
So like that juicy burger
Mm.
and fries combo, maybe not so good.
It's all about moderation.
Okay.
And you can make simple swaps,
All right.
like choosing leaner cuts of meat
Uh-huh.
and trimming the skin off poultry. That'll help reduce saturated fat.
Got it.
Mhm.
Now let's talk about sugar.
Yeah.
One of the things in the research that really surprised me was
Okay.
the link between drinking a lot of soda
Right.
and rheumatoid arthritis.
Yeah.
Why is sugar
Well,
so bad for inflammation?
the thing is, sugar doesn't just affect your waistline.
Uh-huh.
It also triggers all these inflammatory responses
Okay.
within your body.
Mm-hmm.
And when you're always putting sugar in,
Right.
it contributes to this chronic low-grade inflammation,
Okay.
which can lead to things like rheumatoid arthritis.
So it's not just about avoiding that bowl of ice cream.
Exactly.
Right.
You got to be a label detective.
Uh-huh.
Look for added sugars
Okay.
in your breakfast, cereals, sauces, salad dressings.
Okay.
It's sneaky.
Right.
Yeah.
Okay, this next topic's always a big debate.
Oh, yeah.
Nightshade vegetables.
Okay.
I've heard such mixed things.
Yeah.
Do they actually cause inflammation?
So nightshades are interesting because the research is kind of all over the place.
Mm-hmm.
Some people say they feel worse after eating them,
Mm-hmm.
and some people notice absolutely no difference.
Okay.
It's thought that it might be solanine,
Okay.
which is a natural pesticide found in those plants
Right.
that some people are sensitive to.
So it's not a myth
Not necessarily.
that tomatoes might bother you?
Right. The Arthritis Foundation even suggests doing an elimination diet.
Oh, wow.
Try taking out nightshades for a couple weeks
Okay.
and then slowly add them back in
Yeah.
one at a time
Okay.
to see how you react.
Got it. So which veggies are we talking about here?
The main ones are tomatoes, bell peppers, eggplant,
Mm-hmm.
and potatoes, especially white potatoes.
Okay, this next one kind of blew my mind.
Oh, yeah.
Did you know that how you cook your food
Yeah.
can actually create inflammatory compounds?
You're talking about AGs, right?
Yes.
Advanced glycation end products.
I had no idea that, like, browning or crisping your food
Yeah.
could lead to that.
So imagine this. When sugars react with proteins or fats
Mm-hmm.
during high heat cooking,
Okay.
like grilling and frying and roasting,
Okay.
they create these harmful byproducts called AGs.
So that crispy bacon or
Mhm.
that seared steak,
Mm-hmm.
not so innocent.
Well, everything in moderation.
Okay.
But those foods, along with fried chicken, processed cheese, and even margarine,
Okay.
they tend to be high in AGs
So we care about AGs because...
because they contribute to oxidative stress,
Mm-hmm.
which is basically an imbalance in the body
Okay.
that's been linked to a bunch of chronic diseases,
Right.
including arthritis.
So they're like little troublemakers that can make joint damage worse.
That's what the research is suggesting, yeah.
Okay, this is a lot.
Yeah.
It feels like everything good is on the naughty list now.
Don't worry, it's not all doom and gloom.
Okay.
We'll get to the good stuff.
Okay.
Even small changes in how you cook can make a difference.
I'm ready for the good news.
Yeah.
What else is there?
Let's move on to gluten and purines.
Okay.
Those are two topics that cause a lot of confusion
Yeah.
when it comes to arthritis.
Gluten seems to be
Yeah.
a big topic everywhere.
It is.
What's the connection to arthritis?
It's important to separate celiac disease
Okay.
and the potential impact of gluten on arthritis.
Mm-hmm.
Celiac disease is an autoimmune disease where gluten damages the small intestine.
Oh.
It's totally separate from arthritis.
Right.
But it does require strict gluten avoidance.
Got it.
However, there is some evidence
Okay.
that suggests gluten can worsen rheumatoid arthritis
Okay.
in some people.
So if you have osteoarthritis,
Yeah.
you don't need to worry about gluten.
Not necessarily, but it's
Yeah.
always good to pay attention to your body.
Right.
See how you feel after you eat something.
Yeah.
Keeping a food journal can be helpful.
That's a good idea.
Mm-hmm.
Now, what about purines?
So purines are substances in certain foods
Okay.
that break down into uric acid
Mm-hmm.
in the body. High levels of uric acid can lead to gout,
Oh,
which
correct.
is a type of arthritis
Right.
with sudden and intense joint pain.
Yeah. Gout sounds really painful.
It is.
What is that buildup of uric acid?
Imagine, like
Yeah.
uric acid crystals
Okay.
forming in a joint,
Mhm.
like crystals forming in a glass.
Right.
As the liquid evaporates,
Okay, sir.
that causes the inflammation and the pain.
So which foods are high in purines?
Well, organ meats,
Okay.
like liver and kidney,
Mm-hmm.
some seafood, like anchovies and sardines,
Okay.
some meats, like bacon,
Okay.
are high in purines.
Okay.
Even alcoholic beverages, especially beer,
Okay.
can contribute to high uric acid.
So those are the ones to avoid if you have gout.
It's not that simple.
Okay.
While some purine-rich foods can trigger gout,
Uh-huh.
others, like certain vegetables, are actually fine.
Really?
Yeah, studies have shown that vegetables like asparagus, spinach, and mushrooms don't seem to increase the risk of gout.
Fascinating. I'm learning so much.
And finally, we can't forget salt.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
Everyone loves salt.
Yeah,
Flavor enhancer. Right.
it is, but too much salt can be a problem.
Okay.
It can worsen autoimmune diseases like rheumatoid arthritis,
Right.
and it contributes to high blood pressure,
Mm-hmm.
which increases your risk of heart disease.
Right.
Okay, so how much is too much?
The general recommendation is less than 2,300 milligrams a day,
Okay.
which is about a teaspoon.
Okay, that gives us a good benchmark.
Mm-hmm.
Wow, we've covered a lot.
Yeah, we have.
And I already feel like I'm seeing food in a whole new way.
That's great.
Yeah.
There's still more to talk about, though.
Okay,
So stay tuned for part 2, where we're going to dive into the best foods for arthritis.
I'm ready.
Yeah, we'll talk about antioxidants, anti-inflammatory spices,
Okay.
and that all-important gut-friendly fiber.
Okay, awesome.
Yeah.
Welcome back, everybody. In part 1, we talked about the foods that might be making inflammation worse.
Yeah, all those tasty things. But now let's talk about the good stuff.
Right, the foods that can help.
That can actually help us fight back.
Yeah, support those joints.
Okay, so antioxidants.
Yes.
I hear about them all the time,
Mm-hmm.
but I'm not really sure
Yeah.
what they do.
Obvious.
What's the link to inflammation
Yeah.
and arthritis?
So think of antioxidants as like tiny little shields,
Okay.
protecting your cells from damage
Uh-huh.
from these things called free radicals.
Okay.
Free radicals, they're a natural byproduct of metabolism.
Right.
But when they build up,
Mm-hmm.
they can lead to something called oxidative stress.
Okay.
And that's linked to inflammation and cell damage.
So antioxidants are like the cleanup crew then.
Exactly.
They get rid of those free radicals
Right.
before they can cause too much trouble.
Yep. And where do we find these powerful
Yeah.
protectors?
Yeah, where?
Fruits and vegetables,
Okay.
all those colorful ones.
Heat the rainbow. Right.
Yeah, exactly. Berries, leafy greens, carrots,
Okay.
bell peppers.
Got it.
Think color.
Okay, what about those anti-inflammatory spices
Oh, yes.
you mentioned? I love adding flavor,
Yeah.
but could they actually help my joints?
Spices are so much more than just flavor enhancers.
Okay.
They're packed full of beneficial compounds,
Yeah.
some of which have anti-inflammatory properties.
Okay, so which ones?
Well, turmeric,
Huh.
ginger, cinnamon, and garlic.
Turmeric, like the stuff in curry.
Yes, turmeric contains curcumin,
Okay.
which has been studied for its potential to reduce pain and stiffness
Okay.
in people with osteoarthritis.
So should I be putting turmeric on everything now?
You know, it's all about finding what works for you,
Right.
but even small additions can make a difference.
Okay.
You could try sprinkling it on roasted veggies or stir it into soups
Right.
or even add a pinch to a smoothie.
I like that.
Yeah.
What about ginger?
Ginger is amazing.
Okay.
It's great for nausea,
Right, yeah.
but it also has anti-inflammatory properties.
So ginger tea,
Yeah,
my go-to for colds, could also be helping my joints.
it could. It's amazing how many natural remedies are right
Yeah.
there in our kitchens.
Right.
Yeah,
Okay, let's talk gut-friendly fiber.
right.
I know it's good for digestion,
Mm-hmm.
but what's the link to arthritis?
Okay, so this is where it gets fascinating.
Okay.
Research is suggesting that there's a connection
Mm,
between the health of our gut microbiome,
right.
that's all the bacteria
Okay.
living in our digestive system,
Mm-hmm.
and inflammation throughout the body.
So our gut bacteria can affect our joints.
That's what the research is suggesting, yes.
That's crazy.
It is pretty wild.
So how do we keep them happy?
Well, fiber
Okay.
acts as a prebiotic,
Right.
which basically provides nourishment for the good bacteria.
So what are some good sources of fiber?
Think fruits, vegetables,
Okay.
whole grains, legumes, nuts, and seeds.
Okay.
It's about real whole foods.
All right. Any standouts? What should we be prioritizing?
Berries,
Okay.
they're lower in sugar
Yep.
and full of antioxidants and fiber.
Huh.
And then for vegetables,
Yeah.
that rainbow of colors we talked about.
Right.
Things like spinach and kale, those leafy greens, and cruciferous veggies like broccoli and cauliflower.
I love sneaking spinach into smoothies.
Smoothies are great for that,
Yeah.
getting your fruits and veggies.
What about whole grains?
Choose the less processed options,
Okay.
like quinoa, brown rice, and oats.
I love overnight oats.
Yeah, those are so convenient.
Yeah.
And then there's legumes,
Okay.
lentils, beans, chickpeas.
Right.
Those are full of fiber and protein,
Okay.
and you can add them to soups and stews and salads.
So many possibilities.
Yeah.
I'm seeing a pattern here.
Yeah.
A lot of these anti-inflammatory foods are just healthy foods.
Exactly.
It's not about some restrictive diet.
Right. It's about making sustainable changes
Yeah.
that nourish your body.
Okay, so we've talked about the foods to avoid
Mm.
and the foods to eat. How do we actually make this work?
Well, in part 3,
Right.
we're going to talk about all the practical stuff.
Awesome.
Meal planning, grocery shopping.
Okay.
I'll even give you some recipes.
Okay, I'm excited for that.
Yeah, it's about putting this knowledge into action.
I feel like I'm already thinking differently
Good.
about the way I eat.
That's fantastic. It's about empowering you
Yeah.
to take control of your health.
So stay tuned for part 3, everybody.
Yes, we'll bring it all together.
We'll give you the tools to make lasting changes.
Yes.
All right. Welcome back to the deep dive. We've covered so much ground
Yeah, we have.
in parts 1 and 2.
It's a lot.
It is a lot. My head is spinning.
I bet.
In a good way, though.
Good.
But let's talk about the how-to.
Okay. Yeah.
We've talked about the foods we should and shouldn't eat, but how do we actually apply this?
So, yeah, it's one thing to know what to eat,
Right,
but actually doing it, that's the hard part.
right. How do we meal plan, grocery shop,
Mm-hmm.
cook delicious food?
So let's break it down.
Okay.
Meal planning doesn't have to be super complicated.
Right.
Think about the meals you already enjoy
Mm-hmm.
and how you can add some of those anti-inflammatory foods.
So instead of white rice,
Yeah.
maybe I'll try quinoa.
Or
walnuts,
exactly.
Or brown rice.
Yep. Or swap out those processed snacks
Okay.
for some almonds and an apple.
Right?
Remember that rainbow we talked about?
Yes.
Try to have that on your plate for every meal.
Okay, I like that.
Smoothies are an easy way to get those greens in.
Right?
And soups,
Yes.
perfect for busy nights.
I love soups.
You too.
I make a big batch on Sunday.
Yeah, batch cooking is key.
Any tips for making sure those soups are extra joint friendly?
Absolutely.
Oh, yeah.
Pack them with those colorful veggies.
Mm-hmm.
Add lean protein, bone broth.
Bone broth.
It's full of collagen,
Okay.
which is so important for healthy cartilage.
Got it.
And don't forget those anti-inflammatory spices.
Turmeric,
Yeah.
ginger.
Oh,
No. Okay, so we've got lunch and dinner sorted. But what about snacks?
Ah, yes, the afternoon slump.
Yes.
The key is to combine protein and fiber.
Okay.
That'll keep your energy levels stable
Yeah.
and stop those blood sugar crashes.
So what are some good options?
Handful of almonds and a piece of fruit.
Okay.
Greek yogurt with berries.
Mm-hmm.
Veggie sticks with hummus.
Those actually sound good.
Yeah, way better than that bag of chips.
Right. Okay. Meal planning, check.
Okay.
But then there's the grocery store.
Oh, yeah.
It can be overwhelming.
It can be. So here's a strategy.
Okay.
Shop the perimeter of the store.
Okay.
That's usually where the fresh stuff is.
Produce, meat.
Yep. And then avoid those inner aisles.
That's where all the processed food is.
Right. Of course, there's some healthy things in there,
Okay.
like canned beans, whole
Yep.
grains, nuts.
Got it.
But just be sure to read those labels.
Label reading, that's a skill in itself.
It is. Look out for added sugars,
Mm.
unhealthy fats, and too much sodium.
So much information on those little labels.
There is.
Okay, so we've planned our meals.
Yeah.
We've navigated the grocery store.
Okay.
Now we got to cook.
Right. But remember, cooking at home doesn't have to be complicated.
Okay, good.
There are tons of easy anti-inflammatory recipes out there.
Any favorites you like to make?
I love roasted salmon with roasted veggies,
Okay,
broccoli, sweet potatoes.
nice.
That's a one-pan meal, so easy cleanup.
Okay, that's going on my list.
Yeah.
I also like a good stir fry.
Stir fries are great.
Easy.
Quick, just use healthy oils.
Olive oil, avocado oil.
Exactly.
Okay, I feel like we've got a good starting point now.
You do. Remember, you have the power to make these changes.
Mm-hmm.
It's not about being perfect,
Right.
just making small changes.
Yeah, you can stick with.
Exactly. It's about progress.
Not perfection.
Exactly.
And listening to our bodies.
Yes. So
How different foods make us feel.
pay attention to those cues.
Mm-hmm.
If something makes you feel sluggish or your joints start to ache,
Yeah.
that's good information.
Keep a food journal.
That can help.
This whole deep dive has been eye-opening. I'm realizing how much control we have over our joint health.
Through the foods we choose.
Exactly.
Food can be so powerful.
It really can.
And it should be enjoyable, too.
Any final words of wisdom?
Yeah, you're not alone in this.
Okay.
Reach out for help if you need it.
Yeah.
Talk to a registered dietitian.
Yeah.
They can give you personalized advice.
And remember, be kind to yourself.
Yes, so important.
This is a journey, not a race.
Well said.
Thanks for joining us on this deep dive, everyone.
Yeah, thanks for listening
We'll see you next time.
for another deep dive.
Until then, happy and healthy eating.